Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Comics Unlimited podcast. I am Ted Davies, and today we are talking about Neal Adams' book called Monsters. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. It's really cool. It's hardback. Pretty interesting stuff. So let's get to it. Be back in a second.
Welcome to the Comics Unlimited podcast with your hosts, Glenn B. Fleming and Ted Davies.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome again to Comics Unlimited podcast. I'm Ted Davies. I'm artist and author, best known for my books, Retrieve and Grim 101, and this publication that we're talking about today, Comics Unlimited. Who's this guy next to me?
Hi, everybody. I'm Glenn Fleming, and I'm the author of this Jack Kirby book, which details my trips to his house. And I also co-published this wonderful magazine with the gentleman to the side of me. And issue 11 will be out next week on Amazon.
Awesome. Can't wait. Let me get this fixed real quick. I apologize. And yeah, there we go. Comics Unlimited with the capital U.
Yeah.
Check out
Go ahead. If you just go to my page on Amazon, put my name in there, 2 N's and 1 M, and you'll find everything, and Comics Unlimited, certainly everything else as well.
Absolutely. We got a lot of really good articles, a couple memorials in there as well.
Oh, we've just had another one. I can't remember the guy's name. I'm not too familiar with him. He's a Spanish artist. He's just
yes. I just saw it come through.
Pancho or somebody. I can't remember his name. But
X-Men did one.
Yeah, Tony's just writing something now, and I'm going to put that in over the weekend. So I'll probably be posting on Sunday evening, and it generally takes a couple of days to clear. So we're probably looking about Wednesday when it should be clear.
All right, so next week for sure. So
yeah, but it is a good issue. It's a really strong issue. Really good.
Yeah, I'm real proud of the article I wrote, and you guys will read a little bit. And actually, I named a lot of people in it that I respect in the industry. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with everybody. We want to talk about Cashman's Comics real quick. Check out everything that John Cashman's doing down in Bay City, Michigan. He's a proud sponsor of Comics Unlimited. We appreciate him. Say hi to Petey the dog if you're lucky enough to go to the comic book shop. He sells my work down there too, as well as Glenn's soon. So check out everything at cashmanscomics.com. All right. Let's say good morning to everybody too. All right. Carl's in the house. Clyde, good morning. Carlos, and
that's it.
I know his work. I have quite a few of his books. So, yeah, it's amazing how it is. You know, they say it happens in threes, but I don't. 4, I mean, it's just, you know, O'Neill is just. I couldn't believe it. You know, I could believe with O'Neill, but I couldn't believe it. You know,
I think the thing is that we're all, maybe not you because you're only a pup, but we're all getting we're all getting to that age. I mean, Neal Adams was 80, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I'm not 80, but you know,
no,
he was 80. George Perez was only 6 months older than me.
Yeah, and that's again, this year's been incredibly. And then you got Sales died, Tim Sales. I mean, unbelievable. Again, young in the 60s. So, we got Comics Black Belt. What's up, Russ? How you doing, sir? Eric Hawkins in the house. Got some major players here, man. Awesome.
I know.
Today, I want to talk a little bit about the life and times of Neal Adams. I know we talked a little bit about it prior. Where do you start? I mean, I liked him because of Batman. It affected his color, everything that they did in the Batman series in the 70s. That was always about what I grew up looking at before the Dark Knight, for any of that stuff. You know, it was 1966 and the that show and everything else, and then it went right to the blue, blue, gray, yellow. You know,
the thing I remember most about Neal Adams, the beginning of Neal Adams for me, was when he did X-Men. I think it was 1969. I think it was issue 27 or something, just before they cancelled it, and it was just the most amazing thing. And then when he went over to DC, his style, that loose kind of style, reminded me so much of Joe Kubert.
Yes, I agree with that.
Kind of a loose, really.
Yeah. He was
fantastic thing.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that I think he enjoyed though doing is monsters, and I think that this book is going to show you that. I was gifted this book. Shout out to Pete Ryan. Pete doesn't really, he's not a big fan of Neal. So he said, yeah, you want this book? Hell yeah, I want this book. The thing's amazing. So, and we're going to show a little bit about there. It is, I got a couple of surprises on there too, but I want to show you.
I've never seen this book, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'm still working on the camera setup. So if it's a little bit fuzzy, we'll work on that. I don't know what's going on. It might be just the distance from the camera, but we'll check it all out. And then we'll go from there. I might have another setup next time that we do this. But yeah, so Carl says I turn 63 next week. So if we could stop talking about younger guys passing on. Sure, absolutely, Carl. You're still a young man, Carl. What's an old soul? Gotcha. So
you're as old as the woman you feel.
That's good, man. I like that. It's on tape now. That's on the it's in the universe forever now, bro.
Well,
yeah.
Life
if you guys
flows
have any,
on within you and without you, so you're all right.
You guys, if there's any Neal Adams artwork or anything like that you guys appreciate too, go ahead and talk about it in the comments as well as we go through this. If you guys could like and share this out too, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before December 31st. It would be really helpful. Kind of stagnant right now. We're at 343 or somewhere around there. So if we can get those numbers up, it would be very much appreciated. We're trying. So let me switch over to the other camera here. Add this, and then we'll. So what we did, you guys tell me, like I said, it might be a little bit fuzzy. So I'm trying to work this out a little bit. And it could be the phone. I don't know, the camera phone. I don't know. So this is the stuff that I remember with growing up with Neal. So this one, I love this. This is such a great copy to begin with. #1 Man Bat, just phenomenal versus Batman. Beautiful. I mean, absolutely epic cover. And then, of course, the Batman. That's classic. That's classic Neal. So that's what I remember. That you would say the same. I would.
Yeah. When are those from? Early 70s.
Yeah, those are both from the early 70s. So I don't know. I'm not going to crack open.
I remember the innocent one with the paper, but I don't think I've seen the other one.
Got it.
Because I was a Marvel person, so I'd never.
Yeah, right. I know. Batman's pretty much it's like Brian K. Morris is with Superman. I'm that way with Batman. So it's just the way it worked out. And then they also did a few other covers here. We'll get to that cover in a minute. I believe he did this one, if I'm not mistaken. Chambers of Darkness #1. I could be wrong, but this era starts me looking at a few different things with the monsters and everything else. So.
That cover reminds me of that Kirby X-Men. Was it the Sentinels?
Yeah. Yes. And I don't know if he did this one. I can probably double check. But this era, this kind of eerie, esque. That's the kind of thing that I think that it really made his blood boil a little bit in a good way. So we'll go through this. So this was produced in I think 2003. Neal Adams Monster. Comes in a really nice sleeve. I've got to get that sticker or whatever off there. If you can see this or not.
Yep.
They did a beautiful job on this, though. And it's by Vanguard. So they did a really nice job with that. We'll come back to that in a minute. All right. So pretty nice cover. I'm digging the cover. I love the colors. The colors are just awesome.
It uses that white so well.
It does, doesn't it, though? Yeah, I was, like I said, for some reason though, I don't know if it looks clearer now. I could be wrong though.
It does look clearer now, yeah.
So maybe it might be that before we go live, it's just under a difference to save. I think maybe to save memory or something. I don't know, but anyway, it looks a lot clearer now.
Yeah.
So he did sign it, which is awesome. When we first got the book, I'm like, dude, you got him. He signed this book. He's like, yeah. He said they're limited copies that he signed. Wow. I'm like, oh, sick. I'm like, you don't want to keep it? He says, nope, it's okay. So I called him yesterday. I said, hey, I'm putting Neal Adams Monsters up. I'm going to give you a shout out. And he's like, I don't care. I'm like, okay, no problem. All right. So
I've had an offer for $10,000 for it.
Yeah, right. Right. But as far as the, we'll go through just the basics. I wanted to show just the overview of the book. Guys can go through and actually purchase this or look through it. I don't know if it's digitally available, but it'll go through and talk about monster making, what Neal was all about, or what he liked to do with that. It also talks about his son, and his son's a sculptor, I guess. So, and he's done a few things too of his dad's work. So I don't know if that's out for sale too, but we'll go through that. What's really nice about this book is the sketches in the back, and that's what I really want to show you.
Just before you turn the page there, see that guy there? Like, that's real. I'm getting real Mike Grell vibes from that face.
Oh yeah. Sorry about the light flashing there. This reminds me of, you guys should go back and look, if you didn't see us go through some of the magazine size books that we did a couple weeks ago, because Neal did a few interiors on that, and I believe this is from one of them, if I'm not mistaken. But just go back and check that if you guys like to, back through the catalog. So a lot of this, I mean, the colors in that, and again, I apologize for there we go. I apologize if you can't read the writing on there up here in that. But as far as the overview, he did Frankenstein, werewolf, and Dracula. You can't go wrong with those. But
that top panel.
Yeah.
You're part of the pack, aren't you, chasing?
Oh, yeah, you are. You're right involved in it completely. I thought that was great, too. And it leads in, you're talking about just how everything we are drawn in this way and that way. It's crazy. It's so simple, but like we were talking about, presentations, everything, right?
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah.
But again,
nice logo as well.
Yeah, it is. And I just the book itself, like I said, it's almost secondary, the artwork on the interior, except for the back. It's really amazing. So I won't go through all of this, but just give you an overview of what the
look at that bottom panel there with the fire.
Yeah, here.
Look at the lighting on that. Wow.
That's crazy.
That's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, the coloring's pretty decent too. Sometimes I'm lost a little bit in this. Some of this, the grading in that, I just don't like. I don't like the way it's hazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just me though. I think that's because it's digital, but maybe I'm wrong. But I just think it's.
I don't like the sky either. It looks like it's snowing with all those stars. They're all the same size.
Right, and they probably didn't do each star independently like somebody I know.
Well, they should. And also, you wouldn't see those stars because of the full moon. But there you go.
Yeah, there you are. That's right. Again, sorry about the lighting. What's that?
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's just wonderful.
It is, though. It is.
It's just amazing.
I mean, this is a great shot.
Look at that. Look at the way he's got the arm. Look at the way he's got the arms. His own arms taking you to the character as well.
So they got the electrodes and everything. Everything's pointed at center. It's just freaking.
That's like really James Whale Frankenstein, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Throwing those levers,
I mean, you're looking right at the table. Everything's drawing your eye. He's almost like an arrow,
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Fabulous.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful.
And the
stuff.
tops of the doors as well.
Right.
Who's ever drawn the top of a door?
It's great.
That's fabulous.
It's beautiful. They did
Mike
a really
Grell,
good job.
the guy in the red's Mike Grell again.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. But yeah, I knew you'd like that page when I'm like, yeah, he's gonna.
Yeah, look at that. That's just wonderful.
I'm gonna get over here. I'm gonna switch this over real quick to this. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, and guys, if there's anything you want to add to that, let us know, because I think that would be awesome to. Let's get back here for a minute. Okay. So, yeah, look at this. This is just insane. If you can see that or not.
Yeah. Look at that. Wow. It's really zapping him, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, you feel it, can't you?
Yeah. God, I mean, where do you ink, where you don't ink? I mean, it's insane.
And lifting him up off the table as well. With his shackles on. Fantastic.
So like I said, this is just quickly going through this, but interesting the way that they did I don't know if I'm a fan or not of this Frankenstein, but I don't know. It's just weird. I think it's a weird way to draw him, but what do you think?
Yeah, it's it doesn't look consistent to me. The guy on the left doesn't look like the guy on the right. You know, the bottom left to the bottom right, it looks like a different Frankenstein to me.
Right.
But yeah,
and
I know
it's
what
just
you mean.
it just doesn't look. I mean, at least to me, it didn't look right. So
it looks more like a lurch, doesn't it, than a.
It does. Yeah, that's what I thought too. So, and then it's mimicked again here.
Yeah.
So I just don't know. I don't know if I like the lighting the way it's done.
like,
I love the way the composition is overall. But
yeah, look at that hand, bottom right.
Right. We were just talking about. Weren't we just talking about Ditko a couple of days ago?
Yeah. Fabulous. That Frankenstein head on the left looks like a cross between Lurch and Boris Karloff. It's like he couldn't make his mind up.
It does, totally. And I'm not taking anything. People might love it. You know,
it's great, but I'm not sure whether it's working or it's not working for me.
Right.
But the page, that layout is amazing.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's, like I said, it's not for everybody. It's just but as far as a book goes, I mean, this is I love this one here. This picture here, I think that works. That works. Very similar to the cover, you know.
Yeah.
It works.
But it doesn't look like Frankenstein to me. That it looks like an alien.
No, it doesn't. It does. Right. It doesn't look. And again, it's just this is just an interpretation of the story. I mean, he.
Yes.
You know, and then the colorist that I don't know. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh, look at that.
Which one? You want me to go back?
Well, it throws the girl out the window, doesn't it? Look at that. That's that. Wow.
That's awesome. I really like that one.
Wow.
And see, that works. That works. But
yeah, you say this is from 2003.
Yes.
So it's 20 years old. Yeah.
Yep.
Werewolf. Wow.
Yeah, just interesting the way it's the story's presented.
Look at that strike at the bottom right there. Wow, that's really violent, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
The way his hand, he sees his hand.
Exactly, right? Terrible.
Wow. Well, so if you're gonna show it,
I guess. This dude.
Yeah, he looks like a pirate, doesn't he?
Right. But the simple line work too. I mean, just the way she's walking, carrying. I mean,
yes. Has he written this? Has he adapted it?
I think he adapted it, if I'm not mistaken. I can check that, but I think that's the.
Right.
But that's classic, you know. That's one of his classic poses that he's done before. Very cool. And then this is interesting. I wasn't a big fan of this though. I didn't really care for this, but this is a little bit more manageable, but it's still not, I don't know. I think it's the way it's colored. I think if it was in black and white, it'd be fine.
I think it,
you know,
well, you know what I'm like, I'd like to see it hand colored.
Yeah, right. I agree with that.
But with black and white, I think would have been, black and white would have been better, especially for the mood of the piece.
I think so.
Well.
I think so. Maybe we're, being a little ridiculous, but I just don't like the digital coloring. I'm not a big fan. In a big scheme of things, anybody else wants to jump in on that?
Yeah, it's like everything has its place, but I don't think it has its place on this book.
Yeah. I mean, this is very, I would say, early 2000s, coming out of the 90s.
Yeah.
This is kind of...
Maybe if they recolored it and republished it, might change it a bit,
Maybe.
But it's fabulous artwork, isn't it? And look at those, for like those werewolf chaps at the top there, top right.
Here. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's fantastic, aren't they? Wow.
Like I said, you guys can check out the storyline. I love this piece. This is great. I like this one down here. This is great down here.
Yeah, look at the way he's leaping over that fence as well, though.
Yeah.
The bullets after him. Fantastic. Right? Yeah.
God, sorry about the lighting.
It's all right.
It's just because of
it's shiny paper, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of action throughout.
I'm going to say it's certainly action packed.
With
a lot of
flamethrower or whatever that is. Torch.
Mike Grell.
Yeah, right. That's a pretty cool.
That's the nice. Look at those hands.
Right.
Those nails on those hands.
Nails on that thing.
Yeah, that teeth. Look at those teeth. Wow.
And then you're back to the Boris Karloff again.
Yeah. Wow.
This is interesting. You're talking about Man-Bat and everything, and how that it looks similar to that.
If you look bottom left on the previous page, that's a real Neal Adams panel, isn't it? Those eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. If I can raise that up a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, again, this is what, 20 years ago, so he was what, 60?
Yeah.
He's in his 60s. So
yeah.
So I mean, it's, it's all
Time for us all.
This is great though. I mean, I love this, the archway and everything. That's awesome. The bat or the creature mimics the archways, and it's just awesome. But again, back to the coloring again. I think it loses something in this format. This is awesome. This picture here is just crazy. All of this. Look at the flame. I mean, it's just insane. But again, this is a weird. It looks weird to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a little bit ridiculous. Hold on a second.
That guy at the bottom, I get alien vibes from.
Yeah. Right.
Well, you can't fault his figure work, can you? And his face.
Oh no, it's beautiful.
It's fantastic. But yeah, I think the coloring is. You should let me color it.
Yeah. Right.
I'll do it. Look at that.
Turn it down. Is that better? Okay.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. It certainly is a piece, though, isn't it? I've never seen this before. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, it's just something fresh. It's something I want you guys to. Let me get to the comments here. Clyde says Adams' pencil work in black and white for the Warren magazine for the early 1970s gave me a full appreciation for his talent. Would love to see the werewolf story in that format too. I agree.
Yeah, quite agree.
Wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly.
See, I don't think that color. I don't think the artwork would lose one thing if it was in black and white. I think the color is obviously being added, but do you understand what I mean? It's been added for effect, and I don't think.
Yeah, and I just think it's overdone. That's all. I just think that there's.
Yeah.
And again, your bat, goes back and forth. Now you've got all this dark, and then the light. I would prefer that, honestly, compared to some of the color. I think that the monotone is. I would prefer that. But still, again, it's personal preference. It's art. So
you see, I think about coloring on a computer. I've done it, but it's so flat, and this is very flat. But then again,
I agree with you.
It's 20 years ago, and maybe I don't know. Maybe the software. No, I don't know.
Yeah. And I just don't like this hazy.
Yeah.
The blending. I'm not a fan. And this could be early on too. This is 20 years ago. So I mean, technology is different too. So
yeah.
But this looks like Neal. I mean, this is this type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, look at this.
So now we get into some of the goods, what I consider the good stuff. So
yeah.
And this talks about his sketch processes, how he does things, and how he did things, I should say, and how it works. Scale of size versus pretty awesome with that. He talks about so he had a design firm in New York, I guess. Is that and that was kind of his bread and butter for a long time. He made a lot of money with that. So yeah, if you guys could like and share this out too, thank you for joining us today. And feel free to jump into the comments if you guys are fans of Neal Adams. Let us know what your take is. I really like the way that this came out, though. I mean, the thought process is the architecture. Yeah. Actually, I mean, his draftsmanship was fantastic. Yeah. I mean, really, he was quite remarkable. He worked on, which I didn't know this till this book. He worked on Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula that we talked about, or that we're going to be talking about on
the storyboards.
And on Sunday Funnies with Randy, we're going to be talking about that this Sunday. It's pre-recorded. But yeah, you can see I don't know if you can see all this, but it shows the different movies that he was involved in.
Yeah,
and
the
different character design, and it's really quite remarkable the amount of work. But interesting notations throughout the book.
That blood splatter's like Sin City, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Miller.
Absolutely. And then this figure's pretty awesome. I mean,
the devil.
Yeah. I don't know what it's from. Universal Childhood's End. So,
wow.
But it gives.
Are these his sort of like production designs and
yes,
stuff?
Yes. So
I mean, there's a lot of work in there for a layout or a design. I mean,
oh, absolutely, yeah. But it gives a storyboard down the list of what he did, and what he had to accomplish, with all of it to get the design work. And I'm sure he had a team of people. It wasn't just him, but it's interesting though that the different designs of the head work in that beautiful stuff. I just hope it's coming across the camera in a good way.
I wonder where all these originals are now.
I'm probably at a studio. I would think.
I bet they're in his archive or somewhere. Yeah.
Maybe. This is great. This Funhouse. I look at the line. It's just amazing. I mean, he was doing this in the 60s, I guess. So I don't know. Maybe a little bit earlier than that. But this is what I enjoy. Looking at this type of stuff. This is what kind of I would rather have a book full of this.
Yeah.
Yep. But as in architecture, the breakaways like this. I mean, to do these in architecture now is simple with the computer systems that we've got now. But the draftsmanship, the quality of this is stuff I'm used to. This is the stuff I was trained in. And this is remarkable. The line quality, it's just sketch, but you know exactly what's going on with this.
Yep.
Yeah, just really awesome. The Funhouse breakaways. I mean, just, yeah. This is my favorite page.
Wow.
So the Man Thing, layouts. I mean, this is just dynamic what he did here. I mean, this is awesome. This is such a cool piece.
That illustration on the left-hand page.
Yeah.
It looks like a book cover.
It does.
With the title space left.
The Man Thing cover, page 61, was done for Michael Golden when he was an editor at Marvel. Of course, no one was reading Man Thing then, so it came and went. Thing is, I really enjoyed doing the hand coloring cover, so he hand colored that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great, man. I could totally work. I mean, I could totally work with that. I mean, I would do something like that. I would create it on that. Just the way it works. It's beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful.
See, the thing is, with that drawing there on the right-hand page with the guy with the red eyes that we're just talking about, it must have taken him a long time to do all that. And then you spend a long time looking at all the hair and all the bits in it.
Yes.
Or at least I would. If I had this book, I would spend hours on that.
Sure.
Just trying to get in there to see what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, how many layers did he add to that? How much? What's into it? Is it acrylic, watercolor? What's the pastels? How you doing, Donna? Good morning. Yeah, very. And I'm glad that they put the smaller caption here too of the sketch, original sketch. Yeah, and then this is what we're talking about too. So you've got these covers like with Dracula with Mobius.
Mobius,
Dracula there.
Look at that gargoyle. It looks like it's alive.
Right, it does look like it's jumping off the building.
It's like he's shouting down at you down in the street, doesn't it? Yeah. Very intimidating.
He's got different covers that he worked on over the years, Kung Fu and all the rest of these. This is why I like those magazines so much, the larger format.
I think
even though they're harder to keep,
I think I've got that Savage Tales Conan.
Do you? Sweet.
I think I've got it somewhere in the archive. Yeah, I seem to remember some Neal Adams Conan covers.
I mean, this is fantastic. I love that.
I like that. What is it? That thing on the right, that red thing. Is it a?
It's like I don't even know. It's like lights.
Is it light? It's like fingers coming up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it looks like a bit like a War of the Worlds Martian thing that comes into the cellar. That.
Sure.
That's
right. Exactly. Right.
It looks pretty mean anyway. Whatever it is. Not looking good for that guy, is it?
No, it's not.
Oh, look at that.
How is that coming across the camera?
Oh yeah,
Is
you
that
can see
coming?
that. Yeah,
You can see it okay?
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I thought that was just when I saw it, I'm like, wow, that's pretty amazing.
See, this is what I always say about the Kirby thing, and Ditko and all those people. They should have printed those books from the pencil because you can see
I
all the working
totally
out.
agree.
I
Totally.
mean,
But
all this.
we're looking at it though as seasoned artists and that years
Yeah,
into our career, they
yeah,
probably wanted it too, but 10-year-old kids don't give a crap about it. You know what I mean? A
that's
lot of them
right.
didn't. So color was everything, primary colors and, boom, bang, and all that stuff. But yeah, this is gorgeous. I mean, this is, yeah, I mean, could you imagine having this on your wall at home? I
No,
mean, it's
no,
beautiful.
no. Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking me whether I did. No, wonderful. Look at the way that horse. Look at the shade in between the guy's knee and on the horse. The
Right.
shadow. It's just fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm glad that
Brilliant.
you haven't seen this before because I think you're getting it's a
Yeah,
richer
it's
experience
great.
because it's.
I'll
I
tell you
mean,
what I would have done.
even the way that the
Yeah,
everything on it is just sick. It's just
if,
so
if
good.
if I'd have been working on this book, I would have produced on the left-hand page. I would have produced the pencils bigger than the finished
I
thing
agree with you 100%.
because
Absolutely.
that color finish thing, it doesn't do anything for me. But that
No,
pencil work is amazing.
it's almost muddied. It
Yeah,
looks muddied. This
yeah,
would be, yeah. I mean, this is like Da Vinci. You know what I mean?
yeah,
On that type of sketch.
yeah,
That's crazy. Okay, so this is what I was talking about with Dracula. So he worked on Francis Ford Coppola's, as well as Mike Mignola, like we talked about. I told you,
yeah,
Mike. Mike was pivotal in that movie, set designs, everything else that he did. But this was very, even the armor.
yeah.
That was Neil. Neil was involved in that too. Interesting stuff, though.
On the right-hand page under
Yes.
Dracula with the guy, look at the
Yeah.
strokes with the brush of the shadows and the folds and that whatever
Here.
he's got
Oh,
on. Yeah,
here.
all over it,
Yes.
and down at the bottom as well where his legs would be.
Yeah.
It's just like it's thrown on, but he obviously not. He knows exactly what he's doing. But how beautiful
Right.
is that? Just
Right.
he's just done that in a stroke. But I saw him on YouTube inking. I think it was a Batman, and his brush. I mean, I use a big brush, but he was like the size of those brushes that you paint the wall with. And he was doing
Yeah.
the thinnest
Yeah.
lines, and you think, wow.
Yeah.
And obviously he's loaded his brush up so he didn't have to keep dipping it in and all that. But it was just such control. A master, really a real master. And if you look at that, and like with the guy next to it, there's just his head, the
Yeah.
stroke of his hair, that's just a single brush down there in
Right.
one stroke every bit,
And that's, yeah. I mean it's amazing. The control of it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
almost like Japanese. If you've ever seen a
Yeah,
Japanese,
yes, I have.
ink,
Yeah. And the girl in the middle that the Dracula guy or the whoever it is grabbing there, she's totally the opposite. She's just a line.
correct.
The other
Correct.
guy's filled in with the brush, and that's just a line. Oh, how good is that?
It's amazing.
It's
I
the
mean,
best thing
even the
I've seen in the
cross,
book.
even the way that this the
Yeah,
Celtic cross is, it's amazing. Good
fantastic.
morning, Kirby. That's a new one. I haven't heard that. I haven't seen you here yet. Welcome. It's your first time here. Hopefully you're subscribing and liking and sharing this out. Thank you if you're enjoying it. But this, yeah, everything about this is just, it's the simplicity of it, but the mastery of it. It's amazing stuff. And however you feel about him as a person is one thing, but the artwork, I mean, stands by itself.
Do you know what it is? That where your thumb is with that brush, that line there.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting it right the first time, which I'm always going on about computer artwork. I know you've got 50 chances, but he's getting it right on the first stroke.
Yeah. There's a precision, but also
a deliberate
movement, and that's a true artist. The deliberate movement is the true genius of it all.
It reminds me of a bit of Mike Mignola as well. That kind of black and white.
There's no question.
Real solid blacks, really pushing out at you.
Yep.
And that guy's hair. The guy's hair. He's looking at the girl. No, that one. Yeah, that guy.
Yep.
They're looking at the girl.
Yep.
Like I said, That's almost Frank Bellamy. You've got black,
straight up,
white, black, white, and the way he moves it. Look at Frank Bellamy's work. It doesn't look like this, but you can see the way he works the same way. Black, white, the hair, then the face, and the hair.
Beautiful stuff.
It really is an
it's
art.
Gorgeous.
An art, yeah. And it looks so easy, but it's not.
Cool. Good morning, Cameron. Yeah, I think that is it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm just, and again, no color. it's amazing.
See, it works every time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's why those essential books are so good, because
I agree. I agree.
That's Doctor Strange, isn't it? that guy.
It's Dracula. It looks.
I know, but it looks Doctor Strange, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Very mystical. Yeah, absolutely.
I like the way he's done him with a mustache, because we always seem to get a vision of Christopher Lee as Dracula, don't we?
Clean shaven. Yeah.
Yeah. But very handsome, like this guy. But he looks like Doctor Strange to me.
Striking. Look at them. I mean, the caricatures. I mean, it's just.
Look at that. The bottom left page. That's like a animation.
Yeah.
And it's just a rough. I mean, don't you wish you could just
beautiful.
draw as well as that? Look at that. That's a scary one. And that woman with those babies, isn't it? There's something about
terrifying.
something about that little thing, like Chucky, isn't it? That.
Yeah, right.
Something a bit unnerving about
morbid,
that.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
Interesting stuff. A lot of world building too. I mean, look at the bed.
I'm just going to say that you said before about. I was going to say about
the
architecture that you showed earlier and how precise it is. There's somebody who knows how to draw. And look at that. Look at that back of that bed. It's amazing.
And everything's spot on with perspective.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Oh, look at that mouth on the left with those teeth. Don't know what he's going to do to that guy in front, but
Right. Look at this. I mean, the way that this. I mean, it's just gorgeous.
Wow.
The hair. I mean, God, just insane. And this is just. It's almost like he's just barely touching the paper when he's sketching this out. He's barely using that graphite. And then you've got these blacks,
Do you know what he does? And I'm going to say this: he does what I do, or I do what he does, and that's I refuse to put little X's where people want it to be black.
I know, yeah, because I know Mike Mignola is big into that. I know we talked about that in another show.
I'd always be scared of missing one, and there'd be an X in some shadow somewhere.
Right. Yeah, even this. I mean, that's just crazy.
Thunk.
Huh. Now, I mean, this reminds me a lot of him. I've seen other covers that he's done with the same type of child and mystery and all these.
These pencil drawings that he's showing on these pages are proving my point. As I just said earlier on another show, that Neal Adams is more of an illustrator than a comic book artist.
I agree.
Same with Barry Windsor Smith.
Yes.
Those types of artists, they're illustrators who draw comics as well.
Yes.
But that could be like an advertising
absolutely
drawing, couldn't it?
You could see this anything, Daisy guns or Daisy BB guns, whatever. You could see that at part of the almost Norman Rockwell in a way.
That's the vibe I got from that kid's face. Yeah. You were saying earlier about his office. Was it Continuity?
Yeah.
Was it called Continuity?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They did it. It's on YouTube. You can go to. They've got the studio there and everything. His work's hanging up there, and he actually did the tour on one of them, I think. So, but yeah, I don't know. There's a couple different views of him. So, some people just didn't like him. Other people thought he was great.
Yeah.
I know Bill Sienkiewicz considered him a second father. So, it really just depends. I mean, you have to base it on your experience with that person. I try to tell people, listen, you might have a great experience with somebody. I might not have, but it's based on your experience with them.
I think we've all done that. We've all met people who we don't like and other people think they're great. So
yeah, right. And you just have to, we're all villains in somebody's story. Yeah. So, but
I just find that everybody likes me, Ted.
It's hard being humble, huh? Yeah, it's hard being humble.
My nose just got 3 times as
Yeah,
big.
right. I like how they put the different certain covers that he had over the years in here too. That's a nice way to.
It is, but I'd rather they weren't there. I'd rather just look at the pencil work.
Got it.
You can put them on a different page.
This one is so heavy. I mean, it's just you can see we're talking about gravity on drawing gravity, and that's really one of them.
He's struggling with that, isn't he? Through in the water as well.
Right. But even the sketch lines on this are amazing. You know,
I'd rather see that pencil of that guy carrying it at the bottom there, that size.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Just see what he's doing. Look at that rope.
Yeah,
that's a serious tree trunk, isn't it?
Yeah, right. It looks very Magnolia-esque. I mean,
it looks like Swamp Thing to me.
It does, or Man Thing, either one of them. Yeah.
But it's fabulous. Yeah,
and I like the fact that he signed. I think he signs all of his work. This one doesn't look like he did, but I think. I mean, there's always usually signature on his stuff. I mean, you and I do that, I know, but not everybody does that. Especially that era. Some of the stuff they didn't do it. Look at this.
Yeah.
Gack.
Look at those muscles in that leg.
It's crazy. You really have to understand. I mean, this even the way that the hair. I mean, it's just
that's Conan the Barbarian, isn't it?
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. And look at that monster. He's killing. He's really giving it to him. Look at the way his hands pushing the end of the sword in. There you go.
Just crazy. Just
chew on that. My God. And the muscles on his stomach as well, though.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to understand anatomy. This is it's one thing I respect a lot about the new artist David Finch. He's been around for a while, but he's incredibly really trained himself to really understand anatomy. It's an amazing thing. I mean, so to the point where it's realistic, over hyper realistic, but.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm glad we see the cover. That should have been the cover just like that.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think so too. Oh.
Yeah, I think so too. Beautiful stuff, though.
Yeah. Well, that is even done some hand lettering there.
Yes. Look at that. I mean, just the movement on this is just the point, the
composition and everything.
Yeah, just crazy. I mean, this is that one that we were talking about earlier that looked a little bit like the alien.
Yeah. For I cannot die and you are mine.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
That's great. Yeah. Just straight to the point. Hey, Joe D. All right. And there we are.
Wow.
Pretty good, man. I have to say the book is, I really like the sketch side of it. That was really my take on it. I didn't, the story is one thing, or that's great, a fill in, but I would rather have a whole book of his sketches. Just, it can be black and white or inked, or it could be, good morning, Grant, or it could be just the pencils. This talks about his son, the sculptor that actually took part of his Frankenstein work and ended up making a few different, I don't know if it busts or what they were, but that's the rub. I don't know if you can still buy them or not, but it's been a while. This is gorgeous too. I really,
that reminds me, that girl there coming at you reminds me of the Raiders of the Lost Ark when they come out of the,
the Ark,
Ark
of the Covenant,
so beautiful to start with, aren't they?
Right, and then they become hideous.
Wow, look at those lines. Turn to the guy on the left. Frankenstein guy on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at the way. Look at his where his elbow is, top of the, mid
here.
On the left. The way he's got the lines on, he's not put the actual folds in. Well, he has, but he's just got those lines in that indicate where the folds will go. If you were going to ink that, I think all the information you need is there.
Oh, it's there, yeah.
And the main detail is on the face. And again, if you were going to ink that, you're lucky enough to ink it. If you were confident enough to ink it, it's all there. And that's the thing, like with Kirby and Ditko and Wally Wood, when you see their work before it's inked, everything is there.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I've seen artists not put the full detail in is when the people like Ditko, when he's going to ink his own stuff.
Understood.
Because he knows what he's got to put in there. But when I've seen Ditko's work inked by other people, and I've seen the pencils, and you can see he's done full pencils on it, and all the information is there. Like on that, all the information you need is there.
So do you think that the interpretation sometimes ruins?
I do, yeah.
You know,
I struggled for years like Gene Colan. There's another illustrator who draws comics.
right.
I always, thank heaven that they found Klaus Janson to ink his work. I think Klaus Janson has a loose style, and Gene Colan's pencils are so loose. And when you get such a fantastic inker like Frank Giacoia doing it, it really stiffens it up. But Giacoia on Kirby or Buscema is brilliant, but not on a free-flowing artist. Do you understand what I mean? Like Colan is a free-flowing artist.
Well, it enhances like we talked about embellishing in that. It enhances the comic to where you're, as an artist, I mean, it really opens your eyes to so much.
Yeah.
I don't know if control is the right word, but this is, like you're saying, though, this has a huge, there's not really, the possibilities are endless, I guess, but everything's there. You can interpret it or just leave it. You know what I mean? You don't have to embellish it at all.
If you
beautiful stuff.
Inking over embellishing. Yeah, if you just think that, it would be fine. If you embellished it, well, it depends on how good you were,
Right.
But like I say, everything is there, and that's the sign of a master, I think. Like I say, with Kirby and Buscema and Ditko, everything is there.
Yeah.
Even on, you must have seen John Buscema's Conan. Before it was inked, before Alcala.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Everything is there. Single line, just one line, and he's got it. Buscema is another one. He's just a wonderful artist. Wow.
So that is the book.
That is.
Finishes, again, this was done in 2003, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just a great book. Like I said, I think that the colors are fine. I really would have liked to seen it in black and white. I think that it would have been a better overall.
I think it should be reprinted in black and white if anybody's listening. I'll tell you what, it would be nice if it was a bigger size as well, wouldn't it?
Yes. I think that they could have made a sketchbook twice this size.
Yeah.
But there you have it, guys. That was pretty much it. I think that's what a beautiful it's a great book, though. I was very, very pleased that thank you again, Pete, for letting me enjoy that, because it was great. What's that?
He'll want it back now.
Yeah, right. No, too bad. So sad. Grant says that look at Mike Mignola's early stuff before he started inking his own stuff. It definitely didn't look right. It was a little off. I agree. Clyde was just about to say, Gene Colan, beautiful pencils, inkers tended to abuse the work. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And again, it's all subjective, right? We look at people that you appreciate the pencil so much that why'd you do that? Why did you add the ink there? Or why did you,
have you seen Nathaniel Dusk, the reproducing Gene Colan's pencils?
I don't know if I have.
That's in color. I don't know whether he colored it, but it's got like a wash on it. It's really good. But you can see how fantastic his pencil work is, Gene Colan. I think it was a 4-issue series in the 80s, I think.
I have to look into that. I'm not sure.
Nathaniel Dusk, it's called. It's really good. I can't remember what the story is about, but the artwork is superb.
I like looking at a lot of these books. I know that comics is what we do here, but as far as cartoonists and everything else, I've got like Hal Foster. I've got a few other books that are very cartoonist based, and I'd like to do a little bit of these, because I think that it's a rich way of looking at the whole art form. So what do you think? Do you want to continue on? Did it feel right, or do you want to do? I know comics are what we do, but I like doing this kind of thing where we.
Well, yeah, well, you've seen my books. I like that when I did my dad's book, I did some illustrations for that. And they're not, they're not really comics, but I like doing different things. I've said this before. I like a different job on my desk, so to speak, every day.
Sure.
Doesn't work out that way, but that's but it's and at the moment I'm doing Hatch and everything. I'm enjoying doing that. But I want to do some different kind of artwork soon. In the new year, I'm going to do some. I'm going to put that aside for a while and just do some different kind of stuff.
Good. I'd like to. I think that I'd like to find some stuff on Charles Schulz, because I have I've got a lot of history with him and his work growing up with Peanuts and stuff. I would love to see if I can get a book or two. I wanted to talk a little bit about like Chaz Adams, the Adams Family, and that genre, all that thing, all the cartoons and everything like that, or the Pink Panther, all these different things that we don't necessarily associate comics with, but they're very much comic-esque,
I'd like to see some pencil work by that. Is it Waterman who does Calvin and Hobbes?
Yeah, Calvin and Hobbes.
I don't know whether that. I'm sure he has copies of these pencils, but I don't know whether he's published them. But I'd just like to see his process of doing that strip, because that's very minimalist, and the line is right on, and it looks like a brush he's using, very loose, But he doesn't do it anymore, does he? He hasn't done it for a while.
No. Well, that makes it even more valuable, right? Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it on the Neal Adams Monsters book. I really think that I'm glad we did it, because I think it's a good book. It just depends on how I really think the sketchbook would have been better. Just a complete sketchbook, just from my take. But I mean that's awesome. I appreciate everybody stopping in. What else you got for today, man? You writing and drawing?
Probably not. I'm got to go and pick Helen up from work shortly, and get on with all that other stuff. Yeah. So,
but you got the book. The Comics Unlimited is going to be coming out.
I'm just waiting for Tony to finish that thing about that artist guy.
Right.
And then I'll send you the PDF, and you can look at it. And I'll probably post it on Monday. And like I say, it takes a couple of days to clear and all that kind of thing. So it's probably be available by Wednesday, I would have thought.
Sounds good.
But it really is a good issue. Great cover by Ian Gibson of Halo Jones.
It's and again, black and white. Beautiful.
Black and white.
Beautiful.
Maybe he's somebody we should look at sometime.
Yeah.
Fabulous artist.
I think we definitely have to do that. So check out everything that we're doing on Comics Unlimited. You can get the back issues. They're all digitized now. Everything's on digital. So what do they run, about $5-6, something like that?
Yeah,
for the full digital.
There,
So you guys, so if you don't have the room for the books, you can always put them on the computer and check them all out.
100 pages.
Yep. It's a really labor of love. I know that it's amazing that what we can do with the technology, and I'm glad that we can definitely do something to show people what comics is all about. So thanks, man. Appreciate your time. Thanks everybody for stopping in.
Enjoyed it.
Yep. Try to have a good day, everybody. Read some comics and enjoy your day. Hopefully with comics. Do something good for somebody. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, guys.
See ya.
Welcome to the Comics Unlimited podcast with your hosts, Glenn B. Fleming and Ted Davis.